So, okay. Anyways, we're talking about the American dream today.
What American dream? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, there it is.
Writing on the wall.
Let's be honest though, like the American dream, most people I would say probably think it's dead. But
what do you think? Why do you think that?
I think a lot of people, between affordability, between things going on in the country, between all the things, I think a lot of people would say that the American dream is dead. I have a counter argument to it though.
Okay.
I think it looks different. I think the American dream looks different. I don't think it's dead. I think it's different.
What do you think constitutes an American dream? Right.
Well, I think the quintessential American dream is that you can buy a home, have a family, that you can live life and enjoy it. And I think that if you're looking at it in the box of we bought the white picket fence, we have the golden doodle, we have the 2 kids, we have the partner. That's a dead dream.
I would agree
Absolutely.
That that's dead. Yeah.
But I think the American dream now, you can still buy the home.
Yeah.
You can still have the people living in the home. Are they your kids or your partner?
Probably
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Is the golden doodle probably there? Probably.
Well, I think that's the affordability question.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that we have more households. Actually, I know this statistically. We have more households that have more than one generation within a family living within it in order to be able to afford any kind of enjoyable lifestyle. I think that we have, in particular in this moment, we have an economy that is not predictable, to put it kindly. And I think that creates an opportunity for the 10-year bond market to be a little bit more volatile, which creates volatility in the mortgage market. Yeah. Right? Like, I think there's a lot of opportunity when you factor in the fact that we compare a lot in real estate, the life that we're living now and the interest rates that we're looking at now to the 80s when interest rates were at 12 to 18%. And the reality is that the cost of living is different. The cost of housing is different. And for interest rates, I don't actually know this. I haven't looked at a calculator of any kind, but like when you look at what it would based on the cost of living and the average cost of a home today and the interest rates and where they're at bouncing between 6 and 7%. Occasionally, I think it's been getting closer to 6, depending on. We were in
the upper 5s there for a hot minute, and then war.
And then
But I think there's, I think. Well, we're going to dive into it because you're in the process of wanting to buy a home right now.
Correct.
I'm in the process of getting pre-approved to start that process of buying a home. You've bought one home before, so this is your second home. I'm starting the process from never owned property, looking to buy his first place. And so I think through you and I, we're going to talk through today, especially what that American dream looks like now for us, what our expectations of that were growing up, because I think there's an element of it.
To define it, us being the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you and I individually, but then also what does it look like within the LGBTQ plus, right? Yeah. What does it look for you to be a first-time home buyer, to you to be buying a home in general, to live out that American dream, because it looks different. There's more opportunities than I think most people think there is to live out that dream.
When I think about my dream, right? Like my American dream today would be me, my partner, my dog, of course.
Gotta have Lana.
Probably like a hot tub, like not a white picket fence. I would want more urban living.
Okay. I was gonna say, did we skip the house and just go straight to the hot tub?
No, but I'm a water baby. Having swam for as long as I had and been in the water, I'm way more comfortable in the water than I am a terrestrial being. Sure. Okay. If I could live in water, I would. And as a gay man, crinkly hands.
I just sit in bathtub.
I don't want to deal with it. I can't do it. That's actually why I get out of the bathtub.
Really?
Yeah, is because my hands get all warped and.
Oh, give me a glass of wine, a nice candle, soft melodic music. I'm in there for hours.
I listen to books. I think for me, listening to books is more soothing than listening to good
a wave
melodic tone.
crash and just relax and breathe.
Okay, but like,
because that's me. That is
little
100% me.
yeah.
If I'm relaxing, glass of wine's like, oof, I am.
well, I mean,
out.
give me alcohol, and I don't care what's on the audio, right?
But yeah, it's okay. So,
Yeah.
as always, we love a good tangent.
Mhm.
First time home buyer, or well, not first time, second time home buyer.
Yeah.
What was the American dream for you? What was it like when you were going through that process the first time?
The irony in this conversation. The first home that I bought was 1,452 square feet. It was originally a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, a tri-level, 2-car garage.
That's the one that's one level here and 2 levels off the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's essentially built into some type of a hill, right? So like you've got the ground floor where you may have a bedroom and definitely the garage.
Yep.
And then you go upstairs and you've got like the kitchen, living room area. And then you can go up another flight of stairs and you can get into where the bedrooms are.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was the first house I bought. Cedar fenced in backyard, corner lot, manicured lawn.
Okay, I have a weird question.
Okay.
Cedar fenced backyard.
Okay.
Is the reason you said cedar?
Yes.
Because I just know it's a fenced yard.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe that's the
I don't know the
Washington.
why behind. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know the why behind it, but like in Alaska, like there's a huge difference between a cedar fence and a metal fence, like wired fence.
Okay, that's fair. See, we have maybe all of ours are cedar fence, but we just all tend to have wood fences.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is I don't know if Alaska, because of the climate, if there's a reason why cedar was the only acceptable, or one of the only acceptable.
Okay.
I don't remember any like spruce fenced yards. Like that wasn't.
I've never heard a wood fence named by the wood. That's more so the question.
Yeah,
but, okay.
I think it's a geographic thing. Must be.
Okay. So got cedar fenced yard, tri-level home, 3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
a little over 1,400 square feet. Like that was the first home for you.
Yeah.
How did you? So when you bought it,
Mhm.
you buy it by yourself?
Yeah.
Did you house hack? Did you what were all the bedrooms for? Out of curiosity, or did you just buy the home because that was
So
you just wanted the space?
as a single gay man,
Mhm.
what I decided to do was leverage the extra bedrooms by bringing in roommates
Okay.
in order to offset the cost of having a mortgage.
Yeah. And how old were you when you bought that home?
Oh my gosh. 26? No, 29. I was 29 because my goal was to buy a home before I turned 30.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my goal too, and here we are turning 30 in August. I'm a little behind.
Well,
Honestly, I think I'm only behind by a year.
no comment.
So I'm okay. That is a comment. But okay, so you bought the home, 29 years old.
Yeah.
House hacked it to bring down your mortgage.
Mhm.
When you were in the process of looking for the home, was that the plan to house hack it, to have some roommates to offset it, or was that something that came apart afterward?
Yeah, it came apart afterwards. Because what I actually did was when I moved into the home, and this is the funny part, I feel really blessed. Like I was definitely lucky. I bought the home as it was because you're going to love this. I walked into the home on my own, had my own key card. I'm the realtor, right? Like I went into the house as soon as it hit the market. And the smell that I received from entering the property was my grandmother's house.
Oh.
Like there was such a nostalgia. It was like from that moment I knew that it was the right property because I could feel it the moment I walked through the door before I had seen any other part of the home. And I walked around and I'm by myself. So like I'm walking around, I looked at all the rooms, I looked at the condition, I check all the normal things that we realtors look at that most home buyers don't, right? The window sills, the quality of the window, the integrity of the windows. I'm looking at the doors, the seals on the doors. For us Alaskans, like the energy efficiency of the home is a really key component. It was pretty flawed. And there were lots of flaws that I saw. It was really dated. It was very 90s. It had an electric stove. It had none of the appliances matched in the kitchen.
Yeah.
There was an obvious addition to like the countertop with some cabinets that had happened in the kitchen.
Yeah.
None of that mattered because there was such a nostalgic feel for me that I bought it. And then after I bought it, I turned the downstairs area into a 4th bedroom.
Okay.
There was a downstairs area that was unfinished that eventually turned into a half bath. And so I turned it into a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home.
Mhm.
Everything else sort of remained the same, except I replaced the appliances, made sure that they all matched.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
They were all functional. I love to cook. So like the gas stove was super crucial. Not to have something that was an electric stove, which drives me absolutely insane.
Oh, see, I love my induction cooktop.
Are you serious?
I love it.
Can I ask why?
It's just fast.
It's fast?
Well, okay. First of all.
Meaning the color changes quickly? Because I can tell you the BTUs that are put out from an actual gas stove, depending on the quality of the stove, have got to be, I guess I don't actually know this factually, they have to be higher than an electric stove.
What's a BTU?
Oh, okay. We can move on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
This is coming from someone that likes to cook and someone that cooks because they have to.
Yeah.
Not because they want to.
Mm-hmm. It's
Unless we're making eggs.
BTUs define the heat energy. It's like the unit that is measured for
how...
I
did know that.
I thought you did.
Well,
I made an assumption.
My mind.
You know what they say about assumptions.
Gosh, that are you and me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Disclaimer. There is one bad word in this entire podcast. So you bought the home.
Yeah.
Didn't plan on renting out rooms, but did.
Yeah. Got lonely, to be real.
I probably would be too. Just knowing me personally, I feel like I am a social character. However, I don't know if I want roommates. It's like even in like an apartment, like get a 2-bedroom apartment, rent one of the rooms out, go in with your friend. I've never been able to talk myself into it. And yet house hacking is so popular because it helps with the affordability of the mortgage payment. And on top of that, wealth building, when you buy a place that has a 2, 3, 4 bedroom and you're able to house hack those rooms to bring your mortgage down, the resale value on the home is significantly higher than buying a townhome or a condo that's a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom because the market for those is so much smaller. There was a townhome that I had my eye on. It was in Tacoma. It was across the street from E9 Brewing. I was obsessed with it. I think I toured the dang thing 3 times.
You toured it? This is past tense.
Yeah, I did. It was one of our friends' listings, one of our agents that we work with. It was so perfect. I was like, it's 2-car garage, 2-car side by side, not tandem. Yeah. It's 3 stories tall. If I like slide the window open, I can crawl out and get on the roof of the building. Like it was so perfect. I want a rooftop patio, so that was my back door into having a rooftop patio.
Like sneaking out of the roof, is that nostalgic for you or something?
No, I just walked out the back door. I never snuck out. I had to sneak back in because the door would get locked somehow. So I'm crawling through the doggy door, but that's different. No, it was such the perfect townhome, but it was only a 1-bedroom. And so mentally, like I knew resale value, not going to be great on this. It'll probably appreciate, as does most real estate. It's one of the safest investments out there, is that it tends to appreciate year over year. But the market for a 1-bedroom, I think part of why that townhome was on the market for so long was because the market is smaller. As a rental, probably works just fine. Doesn't rent for as much as the 2-bedroom next door, but it works as a rental. As the 1-bedroom, there's no room to house hack that. There's no like, I'm getting cash strapped for whatever reason. I need to have a roommate.
So is that the reason you used to justify not buying it?
Oh no, I couldn't afford it at the time.
Okay.
Ironically enough, like the year after this one finally got pulled off market, I had a record year
in sales?
In sales, in units, in families helped. And I missed the gun on that one, unfortunately. But it's okay because that just means that something better is out there for me. Sure. It's probably a 2-bedroom.
100%.
Because then I can have a home office.
Yeah.
Or a recording studio.
Wow.
Oh. But no, so it's like for me, the American dream is still being able to buy the home. And it doesn't look like the white picket fence. Yeah. Like it's a townhome with a rooftop patio, close to parks, probably close to the brewery district in Tacoma, or over closer to Proctor. Like it's not necessarily the whole 9 yards. You know, long term, yeah, I want a partner. Yeah, I want kids. Like that's where I think my American dream starts to align with the more traditional sense of like have the kids, have the partner, have the dog. Yeah. I got the golden doodle already, so I'm halfway there. But like it's buying the home is such a big part of that American dream. And I think a big part of it too is that it unlocks the wealth building, the equity gains,
Dude, If there's one thing that I can say in advocacy for owning,
Mm-hmm.
for just owning, not renting.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a decision to make when I was aware that I was moving down here. Sell my house or rent it out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I bought it in 2019. I bought it for $219,000. When I was getting ready to move down here, I did a comparative market analysis on the property, and it was coming in right around 340 to 360.
Not bad for a couple of years.
I had been so irresponsible. And I feel like we have an opportunity on this podcast to have a whole episode around how we leverage creating experiences through spending money and accruing debt in order to mask the incompleteness or the alienation that I felt. I'll come from I. And so I had accrued a mountain of debt. I will be completely transparent, almost 6 figures in debt. And I had been blessed enough to have a property and bought it at a time frame where property values were not as inflated as they are today. Comparatively, it is what it is. Like, we are where we are. The reality is that even when the market inflated at a higher rate over a shorter period of time in history, it was still, if you look back at it, less expensive to buy a home in that market than it is to buy a home today. So like, we can assume based on the scale that over time it gradually appreciates as long as we're willing to wait for the market to come back up, right? Like, there's so much evidence to support the idea that real estate is the safest investment that you can make.
Yeah.
And my life circumstances, in order for me to move down here with a level of peace and a level of affordability that I otherwise would not have had, I chose to sell my home. And I paid off all of my debt. I paid off all of it.
Isn't that relieving?
From 4 years of ownership. I was able to pay off 15 years worth of being irresponsible. Is there a part of me that imagines what would life have been like if I had been able to be responsible, if I chose to be responsible over those 15 years, in which case I could have rented out my property and I would have an asset in Alaska? And like, absolutely yes. And I think I underestimated, as a real estate professional, the reality that in some circumstances it really is a better time to sell, even when I have an interest rate that tells me that I'm a freaking idiot for selling my property. The peace of mind that I gained moving down here was worth it. I don't think about it. I don't think about it twice. Yeah.
And you get the opportunity to buy back in.
Always.
And I think I don't remember who said it. Maybe it's just an industry speak, but there is something to be said that the best time to buy typically was yesterday.
100%.
So the second best time to buy is today. Because as you said, like, and this is pretty true to the industry in general, is that prices almost always go up on homes. There's only a finite amount of land that's developable. So it's either you're going to buy a piece of land or dirt, or you can buy a piece of the sky, which is a little box in the air, otherwise known as a condo, just in case anybody's curious. But it's, there is only so much of that available. And unfortunately, ever since the Great Recession, the U.S. is substantially far behind on building. We're short on units. So we're not going to understate the fact that it's part of the affordability crisis is that there's
Isn't
just
that crazy?
not.
Almost our entire adulthood, we've been living in a housing shortage.
Yeah.
Definitely my entire career, going on 14 years in the real estate industry.
I can promise you all of my career we have.
Every year. And like Alaska, we built hundreds of homes every year. And it's not like we're we're geographically a large state, but population wise, like, it's not like we had people pouring into Alaska. We still were not able to keep up with the demand that existed in ownership. Right?
So for me, it'll be interesting to see as time goes on, as the government does its thing, which isn't always the best thing. Who knows? Like, it's pros or cons. There's all of it. But there's the initiatives around kind of clearing up the ability to build more homes, to make homes more affordable, whether it be income restricted housing or turning more what would be considered an apartment building into a condo building. So it's something that people could buy versus just have to continue to rent, because there's a lot of those. There's a lot of the rentals, right? There's a lot of mid-rises that are all, here's another mid-rise luxury apartment building.
Something that fascinates me too about, I guess it's just the differences in what I'm used to in being down here, that there are a lot of areas where it's almost like there are units for rent and there are units for purchase. So they're in one building. I could run into a neighbor that is on a lease, strictly like a designated section of the building, or a floor of the building that is designated for leasing, and there's designated spaces where there's ownership potential.
Yeah, I think there's a few condo buildings that I've come across that way that are
they call them co-ops. I don't think that's accurate.
They're not co-op. They're rent restricted. They're rental capped, and so they'll allow a certain number of the units to be rentals.
Yeah,
but once they hit that limit, no one else can rent it out.
So there's so few buildings in Alaska that are large enough to be, I guess, it's usually one or the other. Either it is purely ownership required, or there's rental potential in the property.
Yeah.
There's a ton of fourplexes, triplexes, 11plexes, 12plexes.
I like that they're starting to build that middle housing here, though.
Yeah.
Like Tacoma, Seattle, Washington State in general, they've relaxed a lot on being able to like actually go into specific lots that are, they're big enough to put an ADU on the back of it, or they're, right now it's got one home, but it's an oversized lot. You can go through and you can build a fourplex or a triplex, or you can go and build up to a certain number of units. That's the middle housing that's been missing. And I think a lot of them are being sold as rentals, but they're starting to allow lot splitting. And that allows for the lot to be split on the lines of the property, so you can actually sell them off.
So how does that work? So you're saying like you can subdivide a lot? Basically. Yeah. Okay.
It's like think of a lot that has like one half faces an alley, one half faces the road. Yep. They can split it in half, and now you have two properties that can be purchased.
Whoa. So one building.
Depends on the property.
Okay.
Sometimes it's the ADU.
Okay.
I guess that's detached. The DADU, the detached additional dwelling units.
Got it.
Where literally the front half is like the original home, the back half is the garage.
Picturing like a 12plex, right? So you've got like 6 units on the front, 6 units on the back. And I thought you were saying... I don't think I've
seen that yet.
Okay. I thought you were saying you could like split the building.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Okay.
I've seen the DADUs. I've seen the primary residence where they split the lot in half. But I haven't seen that yet. It'd be interesting. I think that's, in my personal opinion, if you've built like, let's just say a fourplex townhomes, if you can sell off each one of those townhomes, that to me makes sense. I think that there has to be like a management of the building, especially if all the walls are shared and the exterior is the same, like as is a condo building, as is a traditional townhome complex. There's a management association that makes sure that stuff's taken care of. But I think that in general, that's a great way to increase inventory. And it's a great way to get first-time home buyers into homes.
It's interesting conversation to have, right? Like, how can we create affordability in a housing market that doesn't appear to be declining in cost?
Well, speaking of affordability too, when you bought your first home, how did you go about the down payment? Did you have the funds saved up? Did you use a down payment assistance program? How did you go about that?
This is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, this is the value of being a real estate professional. What I ended up doing was I got pre-qualified. I knew that I qualified for a loan that was about 3.5% down.
Okay.
And when I found the right property and made an offer, I put in the terms and conditions as a licensed real estate professional that the seller would compensate me as my own representative 3% of the purchase price in order to supplement the down payment itself.
Okay.
So I didn't have the cash readily available.
Okay.
And yet I was able to take the down, like the commission that I normally would have earned representing someone else, and I transferred that into the down payment.
Smart.
So essentially when I closed the property, there was no large or small transfer of funds out of my accounts.
Okay.
It was all like recycled funds almost, right?
It goes onto the settlement sheet and it went on paper. It moved from here to here to here.
From seller credit to commission to down payment, from buyer to lender, done.
Smart.
Yeah.
That is definitely a pro of being a real estate agent.
100%.
The only reason I bring that up is because there is a lot of different people that use down payment assistance programs.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, one of our lovely agents,
I love Kelly.
She's the absolute best. I love her to death. She is known for her use of the Covenant program.
Okay.
So she works a lot with tribal members. She works a lot with minority groups, and she is able to get them up to 20% down to get into a home through the Covenant program.
Like the program qualifies 20% down, or she's able to help?
She gets them connected with the program with a lender. And then the lender
program
basically
takes care of the 20% down?
The program takes care of the 20% down. They do not have to come to the table with that down payment at all.
Do you know who can qualify for something like that? Like, how does that work?
If I recall, she's the queen of this.
Yeah.
But if you can track your family back here with proof that they were here before April of 1978, 68, double check my stats. It's with the Housing Finance Commission. But as long as you can track your family back and you were in one of the minority classes that was discriminated in prior to that date, then you qualify for up to 20% down. And that's statewide. Like here in Tacoma, Tacoma will give you up to $80,000 in down payment assistance if you qualify based off of income terms. Like there are so many opportunities to make that down payment more affordable to getting into that first home.
I think that's my number one realization as a real estate professional, as long as I have been, is the number of ways when you have a really good lender partner in particular, who has access to a lot of flexible programs or spends the time and energy to get approved with a lot of these like state funded or federally funded down payment assistant programs. It's the value of having that resource available as that lender. And I look at real estate professionals, right, as like the gatekeepers to that kind of information. There's a lot of opportunity that I don't think people realize.
Yeah. And so knowing that the down payment assistance programs are out there, let's run through some quick stats.
Okay.
And these stats kind of blew my mind because we're gay men. You
know,
we fall on the men's side of the spectrum. So when it comes to first-time home buyers, 25% of them are single women. You want to know what the men number is?
15.
10.
10.
Amongst Gen Z.
Wait, is this like single income earners?
Single income men. They are single. They are not in a partner. They are buying the home by themselves.
So, okay. I mean, that makes sense from experience as the CEO of a real estate firm, right? Like I speak with more real estate professionals than I do with the everyday consumer. And what I've noticed is that our industry in real estate is vastly and predominantly dominated by females at this particular moment.
Yeah. On top of that, amongst the LGBTQ, roughly 50% of the LGBTQ owns a home, which is, in my eyes, I thought that was pretty decent.
I think that's a great
But then looking deeper into it, most of them are first-time home buyers. And they have a level of comfort that they have working with other real estate agents that are of the LGBTQ, because one of their biggest fears, according to the LGBTQ Alliance or the LGBT Real Estate Alliance, was discrimination from their own agent. That's wild to me. I mean, I get it, and it's wild to me. The differences of like a lesbian couple or a gay couple or a trans couple or whoever it is, a couple of a different background, right? Buying a home and not having the person that's helping you understand, is terrifying. So I get that.
Well, I think that is probably a consequence of just how volatile the political spectrum is right now. I think that we as a nation have become so divisive that the fears they've become something that are take up an equivalent amount of headspace, right? So like I'm hyper aware of how different I am. I'm hyper aware that it took me a while growing up in a conservative area to accept who I am and be proud of that fact and yada, 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 right? Like, and if I'm entering into a massive, like large investment, the largest investment I, as the everyday consumer, am going to purchase, the biggest investment I'm going to make, I want to make sure that the biggest life circumstance for me that affected my life in a really big way in the way that I experienced the world, has as little of an effect on the outcome of my investment as possible. So
Yeah.
I would naturally internalize, that this has got to be the circumstance in which I feel the most comfortable, because it is so much a part of my identity that I would absolutely make sure that my next real estate professional, if it wasn't me, was a part of the LGBTQ community, because that it cannot be a question for me that becomes a circumstance through which there is an effect, positive or negative, that happens on my investment.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm excited to follow along your journey on buying your second home.
I'm excited to follow along your journey in buying your first home.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm going to be super picky. I already know it. Real estate agent, in and out of houses. I have so many thoughts and opinions on this. But I want to make sure that we keep our people updated. Yeah. We keep our audience updated on where we're at in our home buying journeys. As real estate agents, it's part of what we do. We help people buy homes. We help people sell homes. We help people invest in real estate. So you guys are going to hear constant updates on what's going on as he buys his second home, as I buy my first one, as our community buys our investment properties. If you guys have real estate questions, please, please, please leave us a DM or a comment. We want to be able to address your guys' questions. I'm excited. I'm excited for this process for both of us.
Yeah, I cannot wait for you to feel what it's like. To own your own property.
Yes.
It's indescribable, the guy.
I'm excited. It took me a long time to get there, but I'm very excited to be buying a piece of property, to buying dirt, as people say. So I want to wrap this one up. I'm excited to follow along. I hope you guys are excited to follow along. This is our third episode, so I really hope that you guys hit the subscribe button already. If you have not, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the bell on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and every other platform. We want to hear from you guys. We want to make sure that what we're talking about here is relevant information for you guys. If you guys have questions, if you guys have topics, drop us a comment.
If you have feedback, please. Like, we're dying to know, what is it that you want to hear about, some of the topics, something that we can shift or adjust. We want this to be a valuable source for you. And we really want to continue to build a community intentionally. So
absolutely. Yeah. So episode number 3 in the books, and we hope to see you for episode number 4. Adios.